שם מסכת מעשר שני דף חיים א', נשמע זילה בשלום שם יצלג שחיים ואברהם יצחק. נשמע סכם לא הסכמים בחיים אסתר, מלך אברהם יהודה, וזה בן חנה מלך ירושלמי. Gemara on Daf Ches Amud Aleph Rabbi say, brings a machlokes here, the B'yosef with Rabbanon, in the mitzvah of buying shlomim with the Ma'aser Sheni. Look at Gemara, Amar Rabbi Yossi, in the middle of the Amud, on Daf Ches Amud Aleph, 4 or 5 lines in the Ptah. Anan lo yavina amrin kena lo yatira atayr lika bekesem Ma'aser elo shlomim bevad. Yossi makes a blanket statement, not allowed to buy with mois Ma'aser Sheni shlomim bevad. That's it, nothing else. Lo yatira atayr the mafulda lika bosa taiva klal. Not permitted to buy bosa taiva at all. El shlomim, only bosa shlomim. Loi mishum poka kedushosam. Ava bosa taiva loi tosam kedushas Ma'aser Sheni klal. Kablas liel dem loikon. Akapon, this is the shittas of Rabbi Yossi. On his base, and Ches on his base, go to Gemara. This is how the Rambam paskins. The Rambam paskins like this, 4 or 5 lines at the bottom. B'shoyna yoimim, this Ches on his base. B'shoyna yoimim loichim behema lebasa taiva. Katchila used to buy from Ma'aser Sheni money, bosa taiva, that means regular meat. V'hoyu mavrichin oisei me'al gabe mizbeach. The Rambam brings this entire Lashon HaGemara. And with that they bought bosa taiva, so nothing came to the mizbeach. Chazu loime, so the Chacham came and they said, lo yikfu afilu chaya, afilu oifis, even things that are not right from mizbeach, or other toni, achashis, that's a ma'ashem, chal. This Gemara is completely opposite from what the B'yosef says. Zikta Pnei Moshe, B'shoyna, on the right side here, 8-9 lines from the bottom. B'shoyna, Hashta Ma'aser Hai Braisa, Ufi Asal Kedaita Misda Rabbi Yochanan Allah Hu Dekoy, V'leikaim Hochi Kilakamon. But the Rambam passes like this. What's the Gemara say here? Loichim Beheim and the Bosa Taiva. They used to buy Bosa Taiva, regular meat, because of Ma'aser B'Yerushalayim. Not like Rabbi Yosef. Rabbi Yosef says you can only buy bosa shlomim. What happened over here, in this mandama, says, forget, they used to buy regular bosa taiva b'Yerushalayim. Why? Often a pasuk in the Torah. Torah Omer, b'chol asher tava nafshecha, ba'boka b'tzoyin. So, b'chol asher tava nafshecha is bosa taiva, they bought with bosa taiva, fatik. What the Chacham say? Mishum kach hoyi mavrich noisem me'al gav mizbeach. The matter the bosa taiva is chulin. They didn't bring on agav mizbeach. Sha'akal hoyu loichil ochlan chulin the bosa taiva. They made bought Ma'aser Sheni. They bought bosa taiva. Made a barbecue. Fatik. So the Chacham said, "What's going on over here? Where's the bosa shlom?" Now, if there's no mitzvah to be bosa shlom, what the Chacham? What was bothering the Chacham? What's the gehat? Chazu loime. The Chacham made a gzeida. Lo yikchu shugazu bezdin. Peasant came, no more bosa taiva, only shlomim. Fil chaya, fil oifes, v'shoy l'ashasim, gozer shlo yikra, fil chaya, fil oifes, shein roil mizbeach. So, look to me nach Fulde. Amr Mishem Rabbi Yochanan, I feel it to me said the minadin mut. Look at the nach Fulde here. Also 8-9 lines from the bottom. Minadin on left side. Mut lika basa taiva. Minadin it's mut to buy basa taiva. Afilu shloile tzarich shlom. Basa taiva is not for basa shlom. Afagav. Look at the nach Fulde, which is the same thing he says later by us in Chafei, and it says it many times. Afagav the ikim mitzvahs ma'aser sheni l'shlomim. Even though the Ikke Mitzvah Ma'aser Shein is L'Shlomim, Ikke Mitzvah. What is this Ikke Mitzvah? This is what's troubling me. Besides Ikke Mitzvah, Tzam Mitzvah, Daf Koyim, Memei Koyim, Miz Koyim. What's this Ikke Mitzvah? How do you define this? Mikol Mokoyim, Mutter Nami Likach Shlo Yitzal Shlomim. Stakam Mitzvah to buy Shlomim, but not only Shlomim. That's a Santa Zach. What's together? How much Shlomim? Vivu Shlomim? What's steht da? V'loi Rabbi Yosi Dilyel. Oh. The Rabbi Yosi on Amid Aleph, Zayin and Beis, Chesed and Aleph, don't lo yitira atoy likach el shlomim. This is Rabbi Yochanan not going like Rabbi Yosi. Ela av shaloi l'shlomim is mutter. Ela mipnei shoyim avrichin lo mikol v'kol. They didn't bring any shlomim. Lo yikonim any shlomim klal gazu chachamim elu gzeiros. They made gzeiros. That's it. No more basa taiva. So you have two extremes here. One extreme is Rabbi Yosi. Rabbi Yosi said you could only buy shlomim, and then you have the other extreme that the halacha is like Rabbi Yochanan, you could buy basa taiva. No, but then Chacham didn't like this idea. No shlomim at all. This nish, the Mele, they went the other way. They blocked it with the Rabbanon. They blocked the basa shlomim, the basa taiva, completely blocked the basa taiva. But then it's mutter. Let's see the Rashi. Let's look at the Rashi. Vayim Avricha on the left side doesn't give it too much space. Vayim Avricha noisim al gav mezbeah. Vayim megadlim meimenu ador. That's a Babli in the Babli state. That what? Vayim megadlim ador. Not only that, they used to make starters. They used to make a lot of adorim. They used to make a lot of cattle. There were ranchers, and they wanted to make more sheep, more cattle. That's also a problem. What's this? It's a megman. Lo nichle chacham. I feel the chai. Let it go in. Oh, on the right side. Amr Rabbi Yochanan Gazu. Not like Rabbi Yosi. It's gzeira shalika mimois ma'aser shein lebasa taiva. Kavis malamum. I forgot the Yishlomim. Even those things that they made it, they went all the way on the other extreme, and they said even the kavis oifis is not roilam mizbeach. They asked that also, because I'll let you do this, then you can come take the regular behemoths. I roy from the bear. So they asked it everything. They went all the way to the other side. I forgot they didn't do the shlomim. They asked it even things that are not roy for shlom, don't do that either. I have the chayre, kamei chayyah, the mutal, liknas, the bas taiva, I have a gozim, ibnei vlode. They asked it because they would make up adam.
Where did it come from, bas taiva? You can use it.
Not Ma'aser Sheni. It's not Ma'aser Sheni. Do what you want. But the Ma'aser Sheni seems to be a big issue over here if you're allowed to use Ma'aser Sheni or not. It's like the B'yosni. Now this, what? What? Zoy. What? What's the type? Question is, do you have to buy only shlomim, like Rabbi Yosi says? Both Ma'aser Sheni, you can only use it for shlomim. Fair. And the Rabbi Yochanan holds, no, you don't have to use it for shlomim. But the Raisa, you can do whatever you want. But the Chum said, only shlomim. What's the? Because they saw you won't bring any shlomim. They didn't like that. So they made this day. Is the Ramam and Peg Zion? Trying to get a handle on this.
Well, where does it come from? You could buy bas taiva. Where does it?
Pasuk in the Torah. Chalash tabernakel. Often a pasuk in the Torah. Where does the other side come? That's really the bigger issue. Why did they say b'chalash tabernakel? What's the problem? Look at Rambam and Peg Zion. Halacha Yud Beis. Look at Rambam. Loichim behema lezivchei shlomim mikesav ha'maiser. Clearly, That's how he passes. Passes like a Yochanan. Mipnei sha'ashlomim necholin lezorim. Loichim behem lezichah shlomim mekesef ma'aseh. Mipnei sha'ashlomim necholin lezorim. So it's not considered. What does the Rambam have to add this for? Mipnei sha'ashlomim necholin lezorim. That's why it's a pasuk in the Torah. It says b'aseh taiva. Lot about b'aseh taiva. Why does the Rambam have to come and say over here mipnei sha'ashlomim necholin lezorim? Because if you're going to tell me you can only buy b'aseh shlomim, it's mamai b'chiloseh. It's a mitzvah b'chalta. Without essen. And you can make only b'aseh shlomim, so you have pigul, noise, tummy, all these restrictions, thousands of restrictions, right? So mele, that's in my b'chiloseh. It's like tonight. Or b'shlomim is nechel izah, so mele, that overcomes that problem somehow. You still have pigul, noise, and tummy problem, but it's nechel izah. Truma not, right? You're not allowed to use the money to buy truma. This is what he's avoiding. Why? Because my b'chiloseh. That's what we spoke about Friday. Ma'ashenk in this, it's not considered my b'chiloseh because Zazah could eat it, Truma Zazah can't eat it, so that's considered my b'chiloseh. That's first what the Rambam says. Behem milzivchei shlomim, because Ma'aser, this megman koif. Not that you have to buy it, you're allowed to buy it. It doesn't say anything about a mitzvah buying it. Just that you're allowed to buy it, it's not considered my b'chiloseh because the shlomim is nechal l'zon. And then he brings the Lashon HaGemara, for the Yochanan. Mishayno, you like him behem mizli achlon chulu mikasef. Ma'aser Sheni. Ich habe besser geraten, until I learned this Gemara. Weißt du, was Ma'aser Sheni is? Can't say gesagt, ja, Shlom, nicht Shlom. I mean, it's like ABC. What's the difference with the Ma'aser Shlom? What's going on over here? A posik in the Torah, I don't know, push it, you know. Okay. Zukt azay. B'shoyna ha'yeloich. By the way, this, I didn't bring a copy of it, the Osameach, right? So over here, in Psulim Midoshim of Safawan, he talks about the Inza Sugi over here. So he writes over there an introduction to the sugya muvuka. It's a muka. It's all clouded up. This sugya is very difficult to understand. Then he gets into the Tamura of מעשר. Akabonim. B'rishoyna ha'yeloichem behemel oichlin chulu mikesef Ma'aser Sheni k'dei lavricha me'al hamizbeach. His lotion is k'dei lavricha. B'rishoyna ha'yeloichem behemes they bought behemoths, regular behemoths. Kedei lavricha ma'al mizbeach. What says kedei lavricha ma'al mizbeach? They didn't bring it on the mizbeach. See, the Lashon HaGemara that we have here in Chesam Beis is hoyu v'shoyne hoyu oimim loichem behem lebosat taiva hoyu mavricha ma'al gevit. They bought bosat taiva. They bought the regular steaks and made a barbecue, and they didn't bring it to Yerushalayim. They didn't bring out Gav Mizbeach. Hoyu, he says Kedei Lavicha. Now Mizbeach. V'gozu Bezdin came and made a gzeira. Shein loichem behemim mois ma'aser. You want to have mois ma'aser goat? Only shlomim b'vat. Fatik. Avachai v'oif loichem she'enam ru'im v'shlomim. But they didn't go with the whole gzeira. There's a gzeira over here, even on chayis and oifis, which are not ru'im Mizbeach. So that far the Rambam doesn't go. Look to the Kurkas, he brings this Yishalmi. Can't pay comment to Ma'aser Sheni, Pishim Mishnah. So what is the mitzvah? This is what the Chusna Rabbi say. If there's a mitzvah, you're allowed to buy Ma'aser Sheni with it, and if you don't buy it, you don't buy it, or you have to buy Ma'aser Sheni with it. All the money, part of the money seems to be over here that the Chum didn't like the fact they didn't do anything. But if they did a little bit, well, good give it. What's the mitzvah here? Gemara Menachos Pei Beis. This is the famous Gemara. They all bring this day Shabbat. Sham mi Ma'aser. Ma'ashlomim en gufa Ma'aser aftoide and ami en gufa Ma'aser. Rashi brings like this. This is Pei Beis on an Aleph on the top Rashi. The Mazvin mi Mois Ma'aser the Sib Ma'aser Sheni Besata Kesef. Ad v'chalta shom, that's in Yerushalayim. Ksiv b'shlomim v'chalta shom. By Ma'aser Sheni it says shom. By shlomim it also says shom, v'chalta shom. Ma shom the also Ma'aser av shom the gabi shlomim Ma'aser v'yochel lehevi shlomim Ma'aser. Rashi Doctor said, I had to, you're allowed to buy shlomim for Ma'aser God. Nish hamamiz, this is a mitzvah. Only the yochel lehevi. So this obviously Rashi is not going. Not like Rabbi Yossi. Rabbi Yossi says only shlomim with Ma'aser Geld, only shlomim. Rabbi Yochanan says you could, but they did too much of it. They didn't, so he says, Yochel lehevi shlom b'maisa. Only memeg. Like this Rashi, shipnish l'chay, what the gzeir is. Goes with Chacham not to buy anything from Ma'aser Sheni, only shlomim. They want to make it now. Only shli went all the way around. It says it's a heta. You're allowed to buy it. Sham.
So what you mentioned about the Taida?
Taida also.
Taida you could buy?
Shlom. Talk about only shlom. Over here. Taida shlom. Zukte Orcha Shulchan Asid. Zukte Kuf Lamed Aleph Min HaTorah Lekei Behemi B'Yishlayim Mikesev Ma'aser Afilu U'Tamima Roilim Mizbeach Yochel L'Ochel L'Chulin Tzata Kesev Abokov Lo Yiksiv Tzavachta Shlomim Zeh Shemavuye B'Mishnah Ma'aser Sheni Perek Aleph Mishnah Gimel Ta'chiyavu L'Ochel Shlomim Zeh Hu Takanta D'Rabbanan. Aleideh. He says that this is only Takanta Rabban, like Rabbi Yochanan. As I read the Rambam l'chayim, Kumavui b'Yishalmi. Zeh lo shana Yishalmi b'Shoyno yoyimim loichim b'hem l'basa taiva. Loyim abichin oisim al gab mizbeach. Chozu loyme lo yichu afil l'chaya afil loifis. Ad kan l'shoyne. Ach d'chaya v'oif shoyn. Zeh lo shana Rambam loichim b'hem zivcha shlomim mikesem ma'aser shlomin nachol n'zon b'Shoyno yoyim. He quotes the whole Rambam. What does the Rambam have to say that you're allowed to buy both taiva because nechal is on kavanasai? You would think that what if you're going to buy shlamim, you could be over on the din. You might buy chila like truma. She's by beside kaidim. She like ze'oma. Deina kendem mitorim lezorim. Afagav the mayiv is manachilosan. Even though you buy shlamim. It's not. You have nicer problems, right? The shlom and the chol and raklish na yom v'lay lechad. So why isn't it a problem of my bechilosai? Because it's mutal azar. So that somehow that resolves that problem. Ach zeh shekosaf. Was the Rambam zuk the b'shoyno yiloichin chulin k'dei lavricha mimizbeach. B'yisham mishavane ein mevur shosa came betchila b'shvil zeh. And the Yishalmi doesn't say Kedei Lavrichai. They brought the Taiva and they didn't bring it on the Shlom. They met the barbecue. Was that guy busy to go to Yishlaim, busy all these problems? They didn't do it. Not Kedei. So, but the Rambam stellt the nine the Kedei. Eine Mavuye Shosa came Betchila B'Shul Zeh El Shiro Achikah Shahoyu Mavichim Avizbeach Achanambam Saba Shiro Shemetchila. Somebody says here. Who's looked at the Kedei? It bothers him the Kedei. That's not in the Gemara the Kedei. So he says that the Rambam learned Pshat in the Gemara, Shiro, the Chacham saw, Shemitchilo, Hayikabenos and Cain, because they didn't want to bring on his Mizbeach. That's why they did it. Vein Afkimina Bezel Ledina. No Shkam Ledina, so Akapam, that's the background why the Chacham came in the Yasatis. Okay, this is, he passing obviously like a B'yochanan. The Sefri de Beirav, this is also mentioned in the Sefri, this Shom in Ma'aser, this Hekesh, you learn out from Ma'aser, that the bossa shlomim for Ma'aser Sheni, it's a mitzvah, it's not a mitzvah, it's a zechiyah, what he does, look at the Sefri de Beirav. The Sefri de Beirav was written by the way Rabbi says from the Chasdei Dovid. It's a little bit more mefusim, Dovid Padua. Look, Yika Behem Pirish, Midasiv V'chalta Shom, V'samachta Shemei Anisha, mitzvah min ha-mufcha, Lika Behem L'mishta B'noi Kishusim Chosei. V'chalta shom b'samachta, shma mino, zukta azoi. This is the lesson from the Sefri Divrei Rav. Ike mitzvah min ha-mufcha, liknoi shlomim midmei ma'aser. Ike mitzvah min ha-mufcha, that's a little bit like the Menafulda is saying, is the mitzvah is to buy, Ike mitzvah, avarav v'pei kam mapik lo miseh, shom v'shom me'osam, v'lo b'samachta, v'ochi yisem b'shas, saying, v'chein pirish Rashi, the yochel lahevi shlom me'ma'aser. Me'meik, nishta me'muz, me'meik. V'mokom Aram, mefarish l'mitzvah, ken kocharov, l'kei behem l'zivchei shlom. Aber Rambam, pirishom the mutter liknas behem l'zivchei shlom, in Mois Ma'ashen, b'am cheburoi, l'hiskid ike mitzvah klal. We made this dik. And the Rambam here doesn't say that it's a mitzvah to buy Mois Ma'ashen. It's like the memek. Then they make zaydas, but there should be a mitzvah to buy Ma'ashen geld, and that should be the basis why the Chacham made the gzeidah not to buy only from something from Ma'ashen geld. If Bechal no mitzvah, but they need the gzeidah for it. I say, shok mitzvah, but Avram the gzeidah. Loichem behem lezivchei shlom mikesem. You're allowed to do it. Okay, fine. Make a stone. Nesha shlom nechon lezolim. B'shoinu loichem. Now do you see mevrichem al mizveh? So what is mevrichem al mizveh? It's not a mitzvah. But what's the problem? What's the problem? It's not explaining this. It's like the mutter liknas behem lezivchei shlom mikesem. Gam b'chabur lo yisket ikke mitzvah klal. V'nira the time maybe the snam lekei behem lezivchei shlom. The Mishnah we saw the Mishnah shteit that you could buy behem lezivchei shlom. Mashma the leke shul mitzvah. I think the Mishnah shteit the mamegis stone. You're allowed to do it. It's not a mitzvah. The Mishnah is coming to tell me that that's not considered my mechilot. You buy truma, that says my mechilot. You buy shlom, that's not my mitzvah. What's the basis for this gzeira? What's the basis for this? Oh. So in the Mafteich over here for Rambam, he brings already all these sachen. I don't think it's my bekid. Yeah, back to this if it ain't. Back to the other. He says over here, sometimes he has he used to say the Chaim in the Derech Hamuna is like the Sefer Mafteich. He gave it a chshivas, not the pshat is tam alikut. I made a alikut, made a computer, he called the Sefer Mafteich. He gave a big chshivas to the Sefer. So he says over here that what? Midraisa ein mitzvah likn shlom bekesem ma'aseh. Makes a statement, brings a bunch with rayas, but he says it's not a mitzvah. The Chaim from Rambam, what is that? Chaim? I was very curious to see how's the Chaim dealing with this Rambam. Zit the Chaim as a loichem behema. The behedye shori rachmana likn shlom bekesem ma'aseh. The Torah was matter. The Torah gave a heter. Adrabah. Then he writes, Zu ikim mitzvasa, but dafke behem etmime, shiroi lakravu hi ikim non. He's quoting here the Rav Fulda, but he's not explaining exactly what ikim mitzvasa. I say ikim mitzvasa. I have to do it, I don't have to do it. But say ikim mitzvasa, other madaf. Ever saw a strach like this? On a posuk of the Torah, which is a mitzvah, the koyv, ma'aseh shenik by shlomo, ikim mitzvasa, it says ikim mitzvasa. And how much? One time I have to do it. Ich dort Meister Sheni Geld, dort noch weiß, what, boxes and boxes, acres of Meister Sheni. How much do I have to buy? Oh, and then he says, Kedei lavricha mi'al mizbeach. So the Chama made a gezeda. V'afa gav zet Chaim in Derech Hamuna. Samachay. This is in the Rambam Zayin Peg Zayin Yud Beis. Oy Samachay. V'afa gav she'em bezeh issa. It's the Chaim. There's no issa here. The Chama made a gezeda on something, but no issa. It's not an issa. But then, Kivin she'ikir ha-mitzvah hi liknoi shlomim b'kesed ma'aseh sheni. Ikke mitzvah again. Ibe kachaz nachamol. Kidasiv v'chalta shom lefnei Hashem lekecha v'semachta isoi atu beisecha v'yafinin b'sefri nem kan simcha v'nem bar evel simcha ma'al ha'shlom kan shlomim gozer al zeh. The Torah was menamis. But the Torah wants you to buy with him shlomim, and you went and you did only basa taiva. So the Chacham said, okay, now we're going to go the other way. We're going to block any basa taiva, no basa taiva. Ikke mitzvah. And then over here in the Bia Alocha, Kivin mitzvasa likna shlomim im kein behedya hetira ha'toyre zeh. The Torah was mated lehedya to buy basa shlomim, because there's a reason not to buy the basa shlomim, because that could also be considered memayid b'achilosei. Avagav the mafkiya lo, Avagav the mafkiya, v'lo mishum the poka kedushas ma'aser. Sure. Okay, you're talking, is it? Okay. Go see this. Okay, so bottom line is about ich weiß nicht. I don't know what the chat is. Aber das steht. I'm going to the Mishnah. Look at the Mishnah. It's okay. I'm going to the Mishnah. Misha, look at the Heilige Mishnah. Misha hoyloi moyis b'Yerushalayim v'tzorach lehem u'lachabeiroi pedis. He has money in Yerushalayim, v'tzorach lehem u'lachabeiroi pedis, and now he needs the pedis in Yerushalayim. This money that I have in Yerushalayim is mechul on your payers. Nimse ze oichel peiroise betahara, v'lo yoise tzorchoi b'moisav. Look at the Pnei Moshe. He has money in Yerushalayim, which is Ma'aser Sheni geld. He brought it. He bought the mechal, the payers on the Ma'aser Sheni. V'tzorch lehem lo'itzi l'shad v'om sheni kochem b'keser Ma'aser. He needs this money now for other things. He's a businessman. He needs the money in the business. Or the shadvam shem chutz me'achilu v'shtiyu l'sicha. He needs the money. He has to buy other things, and he doesn't have. The chaveda pays shel chulin, and his chava has pays of chulin. V'hem gam kein b'Yerushalayim. V'rotze loichlam. He needs his teeth. V'hem the chaveda amor so yilu shel ma'aser. My ma'aser money muchalol on ha'peisecha. That should be mechul on your payers, which is not Ma'aser Sheni. V'nimtze ilu ha-payers kedushas Ma'aser Leim. Kedusha of the money goes over now on the payers. V'yoichel oisam chaveda zeh b'tahara, and he has to eat it b'tahara. V'lo oisim tzrocha b'moisav. The one who had the money now exchanged it for the money of the Ma'aser Sheni. The money goes out. The fishiyotza amois l'chul. They get l'chul. The kamashon lo, the afagav they ain't poison. Paid his Ma'aser Sheni to Yerushalayim, even though there's an issur not to use the money, not to be paid to pay this. In Yerushalayim, if it's Torah, you have to eat it. Chil mois ma'aser pays mutar Yerushalayim, but you could be mechalul money in Yerushalayim. Das can yom mechal pays nish or begelt yom. Like the ma'aful the mishal loy mois shel Ma'aser Sheni Yerushalayim. It's all likten v'hem dvarim shel chulin shel eda achilu v'shiv v'sicha, and he needs other things. El chaveda peiris shel chulin. V'lo tzelas is imoy toive. She's chalu. He has money. He has money. The peiris which is chulin. He can do whatever he wants. Why is he getting involved with your Ma'aser Sheni and making himself problems? He's doing a toive. She's chalu mois ma'aser chaveda peirosav and peirosav betahara shechalu kedushas ma'aser leim b'tzorch lochlam betahara.
Why do you have to eat it b'tahara?
Because it's ma'aser. Once it gets a kedushas ma'aser, because you had money Ma'aser Sheni geld. So you're stuck, and you need this money to buy other things that are not Ma'aser Sheni geld. So you make a switch with your chava. He's a nice guy, and he's giving you regular payers that you could eat, and he has the money that becomes Ma'aser Sheni money. V'tzorch lehem l'shad v'am shlo eda achilu b'shtiyu v'lechavei payers v'ua havoy. Look, he's a friend. He likes you. Shi'ad came bavush is chalu moisav alayim. Your money is now going to go his money, and he's now taking Ma'aser Sheni, which he didn't have before. He had regular chulin. But he's, looks like he doesn't have a problem, and he's your friend, so he does it for you. So you're allowed to do it. So now he has to eat those payers, B'kedushas Ma'aser Sheni, because now, in the schala from the money, Nechel, it's William. Okay. That's it.
From Maria that you have to say my.
So what? What's your chiddush?
You're allowed to eat payers?
Oh, what's?
You're allowed to buy payers with the Ma'aser Sheni?
Yeah.
What?
What? No, that's the way he's saying.
If you want to eat meat, you can't eat some meat. You have to eat shlomim. If you want to eat vegetables and fruits and vegetables,
You're saying like the
and
B'yochanan?
eat all you want.
You're saying like the B'yochanan, or you're saying like the B'yochanan?
Both.
Oh, no. B'yochanan says
You
only
want like vegetables, bread,
B'yochanan says only.
split the bill. But if you're going to buy meat, then it has to be shlomim. But if you don't want to eat meat,
Kabbalah and a Kabbalah.
you eat whatever you want. Who's stopping you? You see over here, you let it buy payers. How can he give it for payers? I'm supposed to show him.
Yeah.
Payers is not a problem. But if you want to have meat,
Even like the B'yochanan?
if you want to have meat,